Hi everyone, and welcome back to FPL with me, Gardner Skill, as we prepare for the brand new 2019-2020 FPL season. But before we go through my squad selection, I'm going to give out my thoughts on the winners and losers of this upcoming season. So in terms of the title race, I think it could be a similar story to last season, with another two-horse race between Man City and Liverpool. And the reason for this is because of their overwhelming dominance last season, so it's difficult to see this gap being closed down by the other teams within just one transfer window. But if I had to pick a winner, I think City could very well win their third title in a row, just because I feel that their squad depth is a little bit better than Liverpool's. And as for the other spots for European competitions, I think it could be very similar as well, with Spurs, Arsenal and United taking up those positions once again. But of course, this leaves the big omission of Chelsea, as they seemingly prepare for a period of transition in what could turn out to be one of their toughest seasons ever. And I think the team who will take this opportunity is Leicester City, as they've done great business during this transfer window. And the three teams who I think will get relegated are Sheffield, Brighton and Newcastle, but this is even tougher to predict, since I think this season's relegation fight could be very close, going down right to the final day of. So with those thoughts out of the way, it's now time to reveal my squad selection. So here it is, and as you can see, I've gone pretty much all out on the big players, with Salah, Sterling and Kane in the same team. But I'll start from the back with the keepers, and then roll on from there. So for the keepers, I've gone for the Brighton double in Matt Ryan and his deputy David Button, as it pretty much ensures that I'll have at least one of them playing for me every game week. And as you should have noticed, there has been a price inflation for the vast majority of players across all positions this season. So with Matt Ryan's price remaining unchanged at 4.5, I think he offers great value in a position that isn't likely to register double-digit returns anyway. Moving on to my defenders now, and there does seem to be three of them who everyone is getting, but for good reason, and they are none other than Robertson, Alexander-Arnold and Luca Digne. Little really needs to be said about the first two, as they are part of the best defense in the league and also have great attacking potential, mainly in the form of assists. Therefore, despite being the joint most expensive defenders in the game, if you look at them as a whole, the £7 million price tag is actually amazing value for players with such promisingly various ways to get points. It's a similar situation with Digne, as he's part of a very solid Everton defense and also has attacking potential. He is sometimes on set-piece duty with his thunderously powerful left foot. Given the compromises that I've had to make in order to accommodate my big players, I'll probably need to start my fourth defender occasionally, which means that he needs to be a regular starter himself. Therefore, I've gone for Issa Diop, as I think that he'll hopefully satisfy my requirements. Finally, I've gone for one of the cheapest available defenders in the game to fill in my fifth defender slot. Moving on to my midfielders now, and of course, I have Salah and Sterling, the two highest point scoring players in FPL last season. And yep, I think that's all that needs to be said about these two, as they have proven time and again that they are among the best in FPL and in real life. My third player is going to be Wilfried Zaha, who I think is one of the few players who have been fairly priced, or possibly even underpriced. This has been made even more likely by the fact that his FPL position has now been moved back into midfield. And this season, with the introduction of VAR, he could win even more penalties and hence get even more assists. And it's not like his attacking potential is bad either from open play, which is why I think he could be an essential FPL player for this season. So now, that leaves us with my two budget midfielders, Kante and Stevens, both of whom I'm obviously not expecting much more than points for just playing minutes. But given that they're understandably a compromise to my big players, and the fact that they did manage to get a handful of assists and goals last season, I think they're good enough for my intents and purposes, which I'll touch upon after going through my three forwards. And as I've mentioned before, my first one is Harry Kane. So there's a few reasons why I think Harry Kane is a solid pick for this season. The first being his price, which at 11 million is the lowest it's been for 3 seasons. But this was probably only because of him missing out on a sizable chunk of last season through injury, which actually should be good for him, as it should make him more motivated to hit the ground running in order to forget about this, and obviously Spurs' disappointing Champions League defeat against Liverpool. And with promising home fixtures to start the season, there's little reason why he can't get off to a great start. And hopefully, my second forward, Josh King, will also get off to a great start as well, as Bournemouth have one of the best run of fixtures to start the season. And although I do think he's going to be evidently less great than his teammate Callum Wilson, he could offer greater value due to his much lower price and also the fact that he should still be on penalties, which could be a more valuable asset this season due to the VAR. And finally, my last forward and player for my team is yet another cheapest available option, and at the moment there's two which are worth considering over the others. And they are Greenwood from United and Nketiah from Arsenal, as they have both shown great pre-season form. So that's it. This is likely to be my team that starts the season. Of course, there's still a bit of time before the start of the season, but I do think that I am going to go ahead with this relatively unique approach, as it's something that I haven't tried before in all my years of FPL. But whatever I do, I'll make sure to keep you all updated before Game Week 1 starts, with at least one more video going through some other players that I think everyone should be considering to select in their squads. So hopefully I'll see you all then, but for now, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a like and consider subscribing. Bye for now.